I am live here. I am live here. Now you can ask me questions. We are all sorted. अब कोई परेशानी होने वाली नहीं है. अब आप पूछ सकते हैं जो भी आपको पूछना है. तो धीरे धीरे करते सब जुड़ेंगे. मुझे आशा है पहले सेशन के लिए अपॉलॉजीज. आप सबको निराश करना पड़ा क्योंकि सेटिंग्स में कुछ गड़बड़ थी. But now we are sorted. Ask questions. पूछ सकते हो जो पूछना है. I'm back. Yeah. So सब सुन पा रहे हैं? Can you all hear me? Let me write that. Ask questions. I am live. Waiting to answer your questions. चलिए बताते हैं आपको. अभी मैं हाल ही में वृंदावन में था एंड बहुत मज़ा आया. इट वाज अमेजिंग. टाइम जो वहाँ पे स्पेंड किया वो इतना ज़्यादा मेस्मराइजिंग था दैट वापस आने के बाद में ऐसा लग रहा था कि एकदम हैंगओवर जैसा रह चुका है. अभी भी मन वहाँ भागता है एंड आई रियली वांट टू गो बैक एंड आई होप जल्दी जल्दी से वापस जाने का मौका मिले. राइट. तो आप सब बनाइए प्रोग्राम. आई बी हैप्पी. कोरोना तो चलता ही रहेगा. अब ये खत्म होने वाला नहीं है. अब ये ना खत्म हो तो हम क्या करें? क्या वृंदावन जाना छोड़ दें? ऐसा तो हम करने वाले ना है. वृंदावन तो हम जरूर जाएंगे. क्यों? राइट. सो कुछ पूछिए वृंदावन के बारे में, लाइफ के बारे में. ओह, वी हैव हरिशंकर. हाउ टू ओवरकम फ्रॉम स्लीपी फ्रस्ट्रेटेड क्वारंटाइन लाइफ. स्लीपी एंड फ्रस्ट्रेटेड. मुझे तो नहीं लगता स्लीप पे कोई फ्रस्ट्रेटेड होता है. स्लीप में तो बड़ा आनंद आता है हरिशंकर जी. तो आप क्यों फ्रस्ट्रेटेड होने लगे बताइए जरा. अगर फ्रस्ट्रेशन स्लीप से इतनी होती है तो सोना छोड़ दो. क्योंकि पूरा टाइम आप खाते रहते हो इसलिए आपको नींद आती है और सोते सोते फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हो चुके हो. और आपको ऑफिस का क्या हिसाब किताब है बाबू? अगर ऑफिस का काम कर रहे हो तो फिर तो फ्रस्ट्रेशन नहीं होनी चाहिए क्योंकि ऑफिस वाले तो उतना बिजी रखते हैं, है या नहीं? तो सबसे पहले अगर आपकी लाइफ में कोई आपके प्रिंसिपल सेट करके रखे हैं तो ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप अपने लाइफ में इन प्रिंसिपल्स को निभाएं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अर्ली टू बेड, अर्ली टू राइज मेक्स अ मैन हेल्दी, वेल्दी एंड वाइज. जल्दी उठना है सुबह और उठकर मेडिटेशन को फॉलो करना है और उसके बाद तब तक कुछ नहीं खाना है जब तक अंदर से ये आवाज़ ना आ जाए कि हमें भूख लग रही है. जब अंदर से ऐसी आवाज़ आए भूख लग रही है तभी खाएं. और उसके बाद कम से कम हाफ एन आवर टू 45 मिनट्स का रेस्ट लेना तो बनता ही है. वो रेस्ट लेने के बाद में आप देखेंगे कि आप फ्रेश फील करेंगे. आप टायर्ड और फ्रस्ट्रेटेड फील नहीं करेंगे. ये इम्पोर्टेंट है. Therefore, मुझे लगता है कि अगर आप इस प्लान को फॉलो करेंगे तो शायद आपकी नींद भी मीठी हो जाएगी और क्वारंटाइन फ्रस्ट्रेटेड नहीं लगेगा. और ऐसा नहीं है कि संसार में ये क्वारंटाइन पहली बार ही किया जा रहा है. आप मजबूरी से क्वारंटाइन हुए हैं लेकिन ऋषि मुनि और महात्मा तो इच्छा से क्वारंटाइन हो जाते थे क्योंकि इस संसार से बंधन को इस संसार के बंधन से मुक्त होने के लिए वो क्वारंटाइन लाइफ को चूज करते थे. उनको फोर्स नहीं किया जाता था, उन पे एनफोर्स नहीं किया जाता था. तो इसीलिए क्वारंटाइन लाइफ तो ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी है. अगर चाहें तो इसे अपने तरीके से यूज करें, नहीं तो क्वारंटाइन आपको अपने तरीके से यूज करेगा. आप क्या चाहते हैं? It all depends on you, isn't it? So उम्मीद है इस क्वेश्चन के आंसर से आप satisfied हैं, और अगर नहीं है तो आप आगे पूछ सकते हैं. We are waiting for your questions. I am live until 4:30, and until 4:30 you have enough time. Well, because Prabhu is saying it's same Prabhu not open the chat window. I did open it. Hari Shankar Prabhu has just asked me a question. What is the problem with you? You can ask me questions for sure. पूछिए ना, क्या हो गया? हरिशंकर प्रभु ने तो अभी पूछा ही है. तो शायद थोड़ा क्राउड बढ़ाना पड़े, तो उसके लिए मैं एक मैसेज कर रहा हूँ दूसरों को बताने के लिए कि मैं ऑनलाइन हूँ और आप मुझसे बात कर सकते हैं. मेरे स्टेटस पे लिंक दिया गया था कि आप कहाँ पे ऑनलाइन आ सकते हैं बात करने के लिए. तो आइए, हरिशंकर प्रभु ने अभी एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है, तो अब आपकी बारी है. आप भी कुछ लिखेंगे तो जरूर पूछ पाएंगे. तो चलिए एक बढ़िया सा आपको कीर्तन सुनाते हैं, है ना, जो वृंदावन में मैंने सुना, और कुछ लाइन्स आज भी मेरे दिमाग में गूंजती हैं. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. अभी भी किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आ रहा है. मुझे पता था फर्स्ट टाइम में डिफिकल्टी होने वाली है, तो इसलिए मुझे बहुत हैरानगी नहीं हो रही है. विकास प्रभु ने फाइनली विंडो को खोला है. पता नहीं कैसा क्वेश्चन भेजेंगे, क्योंकि यूजुअली इनके क्वेश्चन इनकी तरह बड़े अटपटे होते हैं. और फिर भी जैसा भी है, मैं उसका आंसर देने का आपको जरूर प्रयास करूंगा. ओके, सो वी हैव अमोल तमाखे. I want to come and join ISKCON. I've been to Mandir and camp for darshan. Now I want actively to participate in the activities. First of all, thanks a lot for writing. And this is a good thing that you want to get involved with Hare Krishna movement or Srila Prabhupada's Divine ISKCON movement. आप मंदिर में आ चुके हैं, भक्तों के साथ जा चुके हैं, तो इसलिए आपको ये टेस्ट लग चुका है, तो बहुत खुशी की बात है. अब आपको एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेट करना है एक्टिविटीज के लिए, तो इसके साथ आप भक्ति आंगन से जुड़ जाइए, और भक्ति आंगन के माध्यम से आप ISKCON से जुड़ जाएंगे. ये हमारी गारंटी है. हम ISKCON के ही डिवोटीज हैं, लेकिन भक्ति आंगन हमारा इंडिपेंडेंट एक स्टार्टअप है. अब हमारा उद्देश्य ये है कि हम आपको भक्ति आंगन के माध्यम से श्रील प्रभुपाद के साथ जोड़ें. आप कहाँ के रहने वाले हैं अमोल? आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? अगर सुन पा रहे हैं तो मुझे लिखकर बताइए कि आप कहाँ के रहने वाले हैं. Oh, Akash, Hare Krishna, all the way from West Bengal, Shobhaloto. I remember meeting him 2 years back at Sridham Mayapur, and we had a wonderful conversation, and today I'm happy to have you with me. Oh, so Amol is from Pune. Singhat Road, Pune. Okay, so Pune में भी हमारा टेम्पल है ना अमोल? आप वहाँ क्यों नहीं जाते? हमारे तो पुणे में 2 टेम्पल्स हैं. वहाँ जाइए, वहाँ के डिवोटीज के साथ मिलिए, उनसे बात करिए. वो आपको जरूर बताएंगे कि आप ISKCON के साथ कैसे एंगेज हो सकते हैं, क्या परेशानी है. आप वहाँ गए या नहीं गए? खैर, अभी तो मुझे मालूम है कि महाराष्ट्र के बहुत सारे हिस्सों में लॉकडाउन चल रहा है, तो आप कहीं जा नहीं पाओगे. तब तक आपको वेट करना पड़ेगा. आप चाहो तो हमारे साथ कांटेक्ट में रह सकते हो और कनेक्टेड रह सकते हो. और जैसे ही लॉकडाउन अनब्लॉक हो जाता है तो आप जाओ और जाकर पुणे टेम्पल में डिवोटीज के साथ मिलो और वहाँ पे प्रोग्राम्स और एक्टिविटीज पे पार्टिसिपेट करो, राइट? आप अमोल क्या करते हैं? स्टूडेंट है या प्रोफेशनल है? Take your time and reply me. I am waiting to hear from you. आकाश प्रभु, कैसे हो आप? विकास प्रभु, हरे कृष्णा टू यू। हरिशंकर प्रभु तो फिर सो गए लगते हैं। सबको टाइम लग रहा है, मुझे लगता है कि कुछ इंटरफेस ऐसा है कि आप सब जो देखते हैं वो मेरे पास कुछ समय तक पहुंच पाता है, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। तब तक के लिए मैं आपसे डिस्कस करता हूँ कि मेरा डेली रूटीन क्या है। ओके, तो विकास प्रभु का क्वेश्चन है, whenever whatever we experience in the dream, so is that true or fake? Whatever you experience in the dream, is that true or fake? True or fake? आप जो सपना देखते हैं वो सत्य है या असत्य है? विकास तोमर उत्तर प्रदेश से ये क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हैं। एंड वी हैव अमोल सेज आई वर्क फॉर अ बीपीओ, single and staying here in Pune. Very good. It is very good to be single. Happy single, right? So अगर आप सिंगल है और पुणे में रहते हैं तो आपको डिवोटीज के साथ एसोसिएट करना ही चाहिए। आप जहाँ रहते हैं आप वहाँ पर जाएं और वहाँ पे जहाँ रहते हैं वहाँ पे मंदिर में जाके चेक करें कि आसपास कोई यूथ प्रीचिंग सेंटर है या नहीं है। जरूर होगा, पुणे में हम बहुत ज़्यादा फैले हुए हैं। We are widespread in Pune and have a lot of presence and availability. So I'm sure close to where you are, you would definitely have a youth preaching convention center. Get associated with us there. Okay, so we have पूजा। सत्य क्या है? पूजा, आपके क्वेश्चन को जवाब देने से पहले मैं विकास का क्वेश्चन आंसर करना चाहूंगा। आप जो सपना देखते हैं वो सत्य है या असत्य है, ये कहना बहुत मुश्किल है, पर यूजली वो मन से प्रकट होता है। और मन क्या है? It is said that the mind is a storehouse full of thoughts and unfulfilled desires. आपके थॉट्स और अनफुलफिल्ड डिजायर्स जितनी हैं वो मन में रहती हैं और वो सपने के रूप में प्रकट होते हैं। लेकिन ऐसा कहा जाता है कि अगर भगवान आकर आपको सपने में दर्शन दें तो वो सच होता है और बाकी सब सच नहीं होता है। तो आपको घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है विकास, अगर आपने कोई डरा हुआ सपना देखा है, क्योंकि अगर आप डरावने काम करोगे जीवन में तो सपने भी डरावने ही आएंगे, और अगर आप भक्तिमय काम करोगे जीवन में तो सपने भी भक्तिमय ही आएंगे आपको। तो आपसे रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि आप अपने मन को ना सुनते हुए हमारे साथ श्रद्धा और प्रेम से जुड़ें और श्रील प्रभुपाद द्वारा दी गई गाइडलाइंस को फॉलो करें, जो कि इस्कॉन के फाउंडर आचार्य हैं। तो आप देखेंगे कि आपकी लाइफ में सब कुछ प्योर एंड ब्यूटीफुल हो जाएगा। पूजा, सत्य क्या है? सत्य है भगवान और उनका शुद्ध नाम, और कोई सत्य इस संसार में नहीं है। बाकी सब क्षण भर के लिए आता है और खत्म हो जाता है, जैसे कि हमारा शरीर। आज ये शरीर आपके पास है, कब तक ये मालूम नहीं है, पर है तो टेम्पररी ना। लेकिन भगवान और उनका नाम कैसा है? दिव्य है। और जिस समय एक जीव आत्मा उनके इस नाम की शरण ले लेता है, उस समय वह अपने हर प्रकार के कष्ट से मुक्त हो जाता है। तो सत्य क्या है? केवल दो चीजें, भगवान और उनका नाम, और कुछ भी सत्य नहीं है संसार में। या आप कह सकते हैं भक्त, भगवान और भक्ति, डिवोटी, डिवोशन एंड डिवाइन। भक्ति आगमन से जुड़े हुए भक्तों को डिवोटी, डिवोशन और डिवाइन की फुल नॉलेज और इंफॉर्मेशन है। तो मुझे उम्मीद है पूजा आपको आपके प्रश्न का उत्तर मिला। अंशु शर्मा जुड़ चुके हैं हमारे साथ। प्रभु, मैं बहुत परेशान रहता हूँ, रातों में नींद नहीं आती ऑफिस के काम की वजह से। देखिए, काम करना, कर्म करना आवश्यक है, ये शरीर आपको मिलता है कर्म करने के लिए। निर्भर करता है कि आप किस प्रकार का कर्म करेंगे। एक तो होता है कर्म करना भगवान के लिए, गुरु के लिए। दूसरा होता है कर्म करना अपनी इंद्रिय तृप्ति की लालसा के लिए। अगर आप अपने काम को करते हैं इंद्रिय तृप्ति को पूरा करने के लिए, तो अवश्य ये आपको बांध के रखेगा। लेकिन अगर यही काम आप कृष्ण को डेडिकेट करके करते हैं, गुरु को डेडिकेट करते करते हैं, तो आप देखेंगे कि ये काम आपको आनंद देगा। तो आपको परेशान नहीं रहना चाहिए। इस छोटे से रहस्य को समझना है कि ये कार्य जो मैं कर रहा हूँ ये कृष्ण की प्रसन्नता के लिए है, तो इसीलिए मुझे इसको खुशी से करना चाहिए। क्योंकि अगर आप मन से खुश नहीं होंगे, काम में खुश नहीं होंगे, तो फिर आपकी लाइफ बहुत मुसीबतों में आ जाएगी। क्योंकि दुखी रहना जीव आत्मा के लिए नेचुरल नहीं है। सुख महसूस करना जीव आत्मा के लिए नेचुरल है। तो मुझे उम्मीद है अंशु को इसका जवाब मिला है। पूजा कह रही है लेकिन हमने सुना है राम नाम ही सत्य है, तो बाकी सब तो असत्य हुआ। तभी तो आपको कहा भगवान और उनका नाम, या भक्त भगवान और भक्ति ही सत्य है और कुछ नहीं। तो अगर आप राम के भक्त हो, श्री राम के नाम का आसरा लो, शरण लो, उसको स्वीकार करो और श्री राम जी के शुद्ध भक्त के आश्रय को स्वीकार करते उनसे आप दीक्षा ग्रहण करो और अपने आध्यात्मिक जीवन में आगे बढ़ के राम जी के चरणों में समर्पित हो जाओ। Vasudha Priya Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I'm very happy to see you on my live screening right now. Jyotsna is with me. You are doing a great job in times like these. More power to you. Thank you, Jyotsna. Your comments becomes the source of my power and inspiration. Pooja, Jai Shri Ram. साहिल सिंह है, कह रहे हैं मुझे ये जानना है कि आप हरे कृष्णा वाले ये हर जगह नाचने गाने क्यों लगते हैं। हम हरे कृष्णा वाले हर जगह नाचने गाने इसलिए लगते हैं क्योंकि हम खुश रहते हैं। अगर आप खुश होते हैं तो आप नहीं नाचते हैं। अगर खुश होने के बाद भी आप नहीं नाचते हैं तो प्रॉब्लली आप एबनॉर्मल हैं। लेकिन हम हर समय हर जगह खुश रहते हैं, इसलिए हम नाचते हैं, गाते हैं और अपनी खुशी का इजहार करते हैं। जब साहिल आपकी शादी होगी और आपके घर वाले आपकी बारात के आगे नाच रहे होंगे, तो क्या वो अपनी खुशी का इजहार नहीं कर रहे होंगे ना, तो आपको भी नचाएंगे। तो आप क्या करोगे, नहीं नाचोगे। जब व्यक्ति खुश होता है, अपनी खुशी का इजहार करता है, तो वो प्रसन्नता से नाचता है। जैसे कि गौर निताय भगवान श्री कृष्ण भक्त अवतार में प्रकट होते हैं गौरांग महाप्रभु के रूप में, और बलराम प्रभु प्रकट होते हैं नित्यानंद प्रभु के रूप में। और क्या करते हैं, हरि नाम आंदोलन को उद्घाटित करते हुए नाचते हैं, गाते हैं और इस पूरे संसार को भक्तिमय बना देते हैं। तो नाचना गाना तो बहुत पॉजिटिव है, इससे आपकी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ती है और दूसरा आप खुश हो जाते हो और आपके साथ दूसरे भी खुश हो जाते हैं। तो उम्मीद है साहिल आपको मैसेज मिल गया कि आपकी शादी जल्दी करें और हमें इनवाइट करें, हम जरूर आके नाचेंगे और आपको भी नचाएंगे। तो विकास पूछ रहे हैं हाउ माया इज सो स्ट्रॉन्ग, प्लीज एक्सप्लेन। Maya is strong because you are weak in connection with Krishna. What is Maya? We need to understand. Absence of Krishna is Maya. जहाँ कृष्ण नहीं है वहाँ माया है, जहाँ कृष्ण है वहाँ माया नहीं है। आप कृष्ण का स्मरण कीजिए, always remember who? Krishna, and never forget who? Krishna, and then there is no Maya. पर आप माया में रहना चाहते हैं तो माया तो स्ट्रांगली आपको पकड़ ही लेगी ना। जैसे कि कल मोदी जी ने मन की बात पे डॉक्टर्स के साथ इंटरेक्शन करते हुए क्या बताया, प्रोटेक्टिव केयर का इस्तेमाल करना है। यू हैव टू वेयर अ मास्क, यू हैव टू सैनिटाइज योर हैंड्स, यू हैव टू कीप फिजिकल डिस्टेंसिंग, तो आपको कोरोना नहीं पकड़ेगा। लेकिन अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आप बैल और मुझे मार, तो कोरोना भी आके पकड़ेगा और माया भी आके पकड़ लेगी। बहुत स्ट्रेट सिंपल फॉर्मूला है। तो माया स्ट्रॉन्ग इसलिए है क्योंकि आप वीक है कृष्ण से अपने कनेक्शन को इस्टेब्लिश करने के लिए। आप स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाइए तो माया स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं हो सकती है। अंशु पूछ रहे हैं क्या माया देवी को खुश नहीं कर सकते हैं जिससे वो हमें ना पकड़े। माया देवी श्री कृष्ण की भक्त है। श्री कृष्ण ने उनको ये जिम्मेदारी दी है कि वे ऐसे लोगों के पास जाएं जो कृष्ण को स्वीकार या कृष्ण के प्रति समर्पण करने के लिए इच्छुक नहीं है। इसलिए माया उनको हर लेती है, उनकी बुद्धि को हर लेती है। आप माया को प्रसन्न करना चाहते हैं, श्री कृष्ण की भक्ति करें, माया देवी से विनम्रता से हाथ जोड़कर ये प्रार्थना करें कि वे आपको ये आशीर्वाद दें कि आप श्री कृष्ण की शरण में और ज्यादा अपने जीवन को समर्पित करें, तो माया आपसे खुश हो जाएगी और आपको परेशान नहीं करेगी। लेकिन अगर आप ढीले हो गए तो फिर माया आपको पकड़ पकड़ के पीटेगी, क्योंकि माया का काम ही ऐसा है, पकड़ के पीटना। किसको? उन लोगों को जो कृष्ण के समर्पण के लिए कमजोर है। विकास कह रहे हैं, is there any message behind this pandemic? Oh, in Kalyuga from God. So Vikas, you'll have to understand that yes, there is a message by God for the current ongoing miserable situation in the world. There is this possibility that all of those non-serious rascals should get filtered so that the world may understand that to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the holy names of Krishna is the only solace for the living entity. And when you don't do that and you sleep early in the morning and you wake up late and don't take shelter of the holy names, then in that case, there is a great possibility that the pandemic's biggest weapon, coronavirus, may come and affect you. Therefore, it's very essential that you follow sattvic lifestyle. In sattvic lifestyle, we learn to live in connection with the nature. We align ourselves with the nature in such a way that we live naturally. We live without harming anyone and without harming our own selves also. We don't harm our mind. We don't go against the mind. We don't go against the laws of nature. And we learn to teach our mind valuable lessons that comes from the Vedic texts or from the information given by the learned sages. If you follow this, then in that case, you are sorted. And if you don't, then in that case, anytime any virus can come and affect you. What to speak of corona? The biggest virus or the viruses that we have inside our mind is lust, anger, greed, envy, false ego, pride, and illusion. Coronavirus may come and affect your body and may completely ruin it for once, but imagine for the number of years that you live. Lust, anger, greed, envy, false ego, pride, and illusion has been affecting you over and over again. But we take it as a way of life. When you take it as a way of life, is when you are digging grave for yourself. It is essential that we understand corona can do nothing to us, but more dangerous than coronavirus is the lust, anger, greed, envy, false ego, pride, and illusion. When taking shelter of self-realized sages, we humbly inquire and mitigate these mental blocks is when we can become pure. And that's when no virus can affect you. Why? Because you preserve this body and your mind, understanding that this has to be used in the service of Krishna and in the service of Guru. So everything that you have is a property of Guru and Krishna. So safeguard yourself not only from corona but from these vices as well. I hope my message is loud and clear for you and you get it. So we have Anirban Dev who says, are devotees allowed to work out? Why not? Devotees are allowed to work out. Devotees को कोई पाबंदी नहीं है workout करने के लिए. If you want to keep your body healthy and fit, then you must work out. There is no problem at all. But remember, just keeping a healthy body is not enough. With this, you have to keep a healthy mind as well. If your mind is healthy, then everything in life that you see around you would also be perfect and would also be healthy. But अगर आपको लगता है सिर्फ healthy body ही जरूरी है and degraded mind उस healthy body के साथ आपको चाहिए, then this is a very very bad combination. Healthy body and a healthy mind is a perfect combination. For the healthy mind, you should read the books that comes with Vedic texts. You should associate with people who are more saintly and sorted in nature. You should rely on food that comes from nature. And if offered to Krishna, you can accept the remnants as prasad that will deliver you more faster. And you should always stay in association of that environment which is more conducive to your mental peace and upbringing. So I hope not only physical workout but mental workout is also something that you would prioritize in life. Bhushan, Hare Krishna. Anshu asks another question. Can a person who eats meat obtain a human birth? Or he must be put back into animal species slash meat eaters? Of course, if you kill someone for the pleasure of your tongue, then the next life, that same living entity would kill you for the pleasure of his tongue. To every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. There is nothing which is very strange about it. The first question is that why should we eat meat? Just because to please our tongue, no matter how much you try and please your tongue, you would always be touched by the tongue. This is the nature of the senses. Our senses are compared to poisonous snake. आप जहरीले सांप को कितना भी दूध पिला लो, वो आपको आके काटेगा ही काटेगा. वही हमारी सेंसेस का हाल है. तो आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि अपनी सेंसेस पे इतना रिलाय ना करते हुए सेंस कंट्रोल पे रिलाय करें और वही खाएं जो भगवान भगवद गीता में रेकमेंड करते हैं. जो उन्हें भोग लगाया जा सकता है वही प्रसाद के रूप में ग्रहण किया जा सकता है और वो ग्रहण करने से किसी भी प्रकार का पाप नहीं लगता है. आप पापों से मुक्त हो जाते हैं और अपने जीवन में आगे बढ़ते हैं भक्ति में और एक समय में भगवान के धाम चले जाते हैं. श्रीधाम मायापुर जाएंगे. दादा भवन प्रसाद हॉल के बाहर लाइन में लगते हुए आप अपने लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे देखते हैं, वहां पर एक कोटेशन लिखा है, Whosoever eats Krishna prasad, he for sure will attain to the kingdom of God. For sure will attain to the kingdom of God. तो ये होता है, आपको समझना चाहिए. Meat eating is not a good habit because कच्चा मांस कोई नहीं खाता है. मांस को पकाया जाता है कई मसालों के साथ. तो आप समझ जाइए कि अगर उसमें और फ्लेवर ऐड करके आप खा रहे हैं तो ऐसे खाने का फायदा क्या, और वो भी किसी को इतना कष्ट और दुख देकर, किसी की चीख और भय का फायदा उठाकर आप उसको हानि पहुंचाते हैं और उसको काट के खाते हैं. ये मनुष्य के लिए नहीं बना है और आपको ये नहीं करना चाहिए. I hope you got my answer. I have Suryansh with me who says, my question is, sir, I can't perform 16 rounds of chanting. So how a normal person can increase number of rounds of chanting slowly? Slowly आगे बढ़ें. Preferably 4 से शुरू करें, फिर 6 पे आए, फिर 8 पे आए, ऐसे करते करते 16 माला तक पहुंचे. अकेले रहेंगे तो आप शायद ना कर पाए इसे enthusiastically. मंदिर जाएंगे, भक्तों के संग में रहेंगे. If you attend programs, especially the morning program, if not every day, restricted to once a week, and attend the programs, and then you will see when everyone is sitting for 2 hours to chant Hare Krishna mantra, then it will become possible for you as well. It's not difficult. This is how it happened with me, and this is how it happens with everyone. So, Suryansh, you're no exception at all. I hope you got your questions answered. Irrespective of where you are, whatever you do, and if there is a lockdown in the city where you are, we are available online as well. You can log on to ISKCON Vrindavan. They are online starting 4 o'clock in the morning. ISKCON Delhi online. We are all online every time. Get aligned with one of the temples, follow their online practices and routine, and become a devotee with online counseling and consultation for now. You always have the advantage to write back to me and discuss further in case you have any more questions. I hope this finds you in a perfect knowledge for now. Anshu has another question. Why did people in the past ages sacrifice animals? And how did Krishna put a stop to this? People in the old ages were sacrificing animals for a few reasons. And one of the reasons is that an animal that is close to death, or is practically very old, was sacrificed for the fact by the chanting of the Vedic mantras, that animal is usually given a human life. If that animal is sacrificed by chanting of the Vedic mantras. But if you sacrifice animal for the pleasure of your senses, then in that case, you get karmic reactions. And these reactions are very heavy. They don't spare you that easy. They continue birth after birth with you and will probably put you in degraded conditions of life. This is something that we got to know. Therefore, Krishna, as Lord Buddha, appeared and forsake all of these scriptures that were encouraging animal killing. And therefore, people say that the Buddhist philosophy is a philosophy of atheism. But that was the need for that time, place, and circumstances. Therefore, Buddha is in another incarnation of Vishnu, and he appeared practically to stop this heinous crime of killing innocent animals for the pleasure of the tongue, or at the name of following the scriptural injunctions. That's the reason we do not recommend animal killing or animal sacrifices at all. If this is done against the injunction of scriptures, this is a sinful, offensive act, and we do not engage in that, or we do not recommend this at all. I hope you get your answer. Andy, Hare Krishna, pronouns to you, because how would I know who is the pure devotee and what is the quality of a pure devotee? Anyone who in the mission of ISKCON is chanting 16 rounds attentively in association of devotees and is following the guidelines given by the founder Acharya and our pre-eminent Shiksha Guru, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada says is a practicing pure devotee. Although you cannot quantify someone's purity, but if anyone falls under the purview of guidelines given by Srila Prabhupada and is acting within the jurisdiction of ISKCON, is to be considered a pure devotee. You must know that to identify a pure devotee, he should have a certain qualities. He should follow a proper acharan, a proper behavior. By this, you can identify who is a pure devotee. And it's not difficult. If you want to become pure, you stay in association of pure devotees. And a pure devotee, since I said you can't quantify who's a pure devotee, remember, anyone who's trying to become pure is also to be considered pure. Okay? Hope you get your answer. Okay, so Mohan Harsha, Hare Krishna. Hari Shankar Prabhu, in this busy schedule, how do we manage time between healthy body and healthy mind? Early to bed, early to rise is the best way to manage your time effectively. You would get both healthy body and healthy mind. And early morning waking up doesn't mean that you put off your alarm and go back to sleep. No, you should wake up and take a cold shower and should sit and do meditation. Like the way we meditate on the chanting of the holy names of the Lord by taking shelter of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If you practice that, you for sure can manage your time effectively and can get both a healthy body and a healthy mind. Suraj says, in your recent video with His Grace Amok Leela Prabhuji, you mentioned about a session you're going to host in which normal people can connect with them and get benefit of association. Absolutely. Amok Leela Prabhu said that this might happen sometime post the month of July. I'm waiting for month of July to come so that I can discuss with them. We will run Facebook and Insta ad, or probably YouTube also if our funds or financial condition allows us. And that's when you can become a part of our session and can join for a live interactive session with the Mok Leela Prabhu. We will do this at an off-site destination, and hopefully you may get closer to him and can interact with him. So that session you can join only when we run our ads. You stay in touch with us. Bhakti Angad. You can follow us on Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You will probably see our ad creatives and our ad promo video by Amok Leela Prabhu coming from himself. That's what I want. Probably sometime in the month of July. I'm looking at an off-site destination where there's going to be more peace and nature. We can have more meditative sessions and talks with Amok Leela Prabhu. If not that, we would for sure do this in Delhi. If you are out of Delhi, we will give you sufficient time to book your train tickets and come over. And if you want us to make your accommodation arrangements, we shall certainly help you with that as well. So Anshu Sharma says, can you explain about taking a spiritual body after death? Taking a spiritual body after death happens only when your death is also spiritual. When you don't die spiritually, you do not get a spiritual body after death. Spiritual death means to think of Krishna while leaving your body. When you die spiritually, you do not get a spiritual body after death. Spiritual body after death happens only when your death is also spiritual. When you don't die spiritually, you do not get a spiritual body after death. Spiritual death means to think of Krishna while leaving your body. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, anyone who leaves his body thinking of me would for sure get a spiritual body. In a way that he would come to my abode having reached once, there is no look back or come back at all. So, if you practice the process given by Krishna the whole of your life, is when you unite with Krishna in service, in the attitude of service towards the end of your life. But if the whole life you don't practice and you think towards the end of your life there's going to be some miracle or magic that will happen and you will get a spiritual body, I'm sorry, this is an illusion and this might never happen at all. Therefore, it is very essential that we consistently, with purity, practice this process given by Krishna himself so that you may attain a spiritual body after death. And your spiritual body depends on the kind of thoughts you have, and for sure, you'll be benefited. Okay? Jatin Purana. I have a question. Like in cigarette having nicotine, and study says that an eggplant having nicotine as well. And Krishna likes a lot. Why we are serving that product which has nicotine? Now this is a news to me. I wasn't aware that eggplant has nicotine in it. I will do my research and would for sure come back to you. If the eggplant would have had nicotine, I'm sure people would have taken shelter of nicotine. Eggplants enriched with nicotine more than cigarettes because eggplants are bigger in size and huge in quantity in comparison to cigarette, which is more expensive and less in quantity, right? So let me do my research on this, but I don't think your facts are clear. Why? Because I come from hotel management background. I have a deeper understanding of vegetables and the chemical composition of the vegetables. I've never heard that eggplant has nicotine in it. And had that been the case, we would have for sure heard ITC taking shelter of eggplants and using nicotine from eggplants instead of filling up the paper rolls with the different nicotine that you smoke for your mental hallucinatory pleasure. All right. So, Jagat Purana Prabhu, thank you so much. And Ashish Sharma says, why do we observe Ekadashi? For your purification. We humans, we eat like bulls and buffaloes. So, if one day in 15, in a span of a fortnight, you follow Ekadashi, and especially Ekadashi because it's a very dear day to Krishna. The 11th day in the waxing moon, the fortnight, we observe Ekadashi to purify our senses. So during Ekadashi, it is ideal not to eat or drink anything. We should fast for about 24 hours and more if possible. And if you can't do that, you should ideally rely on fruits. However, terms and conditions apply. If your health is not very good, then it's all right. You can go for Ekadashi Prasad, which is buckwheat, which has sweet potato, yeah, and fruits and milk products, but no grains. So you have to understand Ekadashi is a day of purification. By eating less, we focus more on meditating, more on reading the scriptures, more on taking devotee association, and engaging in congregational chanting of the holy names. Hope you get your answer. Vikas, why is one devotee do Dandat Pranam to the Lord and what is the benefits of it? Dandvat means to fall like a stick, and it is offering your whole body to the Lord. Anyways, the Lord is a proprietor of everything. Because He is a proprietor of everything, He is a proprietor of the body as well. Therefore, we offer a danda wash pranam to Him. And what are the benefits of it? It's a symptom of, or it's a symbol of surrender. We surrender to the Lord by offering everything that we have. And we do it with utmost grace and happiness and acceptance that yes, we are the servants of Krishna. And therefore, we offer our pranams to Him. There is no harm doing it. You must also do it with full surrender. And Krishna will be willing to accept you no matter how stupid or sinful you are. Right? Okay, so Pratik, Hare Krishna, I am in an organization. There is a desire to grow an organization. You are also part of ISKCON. The hierarchy is there. Isn't that a desire to grow in positions? Yes, we have the desire to grow in positions, and our positions are all revolving around serving Krishna like a servant. So someone is a junior servant and someone is a senior servant. So you join as a junior servant, and eventually, when you are qualified enough to handle big responsibility, you are given the position of a senior servant. What is the harm in growing if you have to serve Krishna more effectively? We take that position with utmost pleasure and surrender ourselves even more deeper, knowing the fact that we have a senior position and to be senior in becoming a servant of Krishna is a privilege. There is nothing that we show off being positioned in a scorn. Why? Because eventually we are all servants. So, between an organization that runs with material qualifications and people in comparison to ISKCON teaches you how to develop your personality as a servant of God. And in organizations, they teach you how to become a boss. When you become a boss, you develop the mentality of controllership. But when you develop an ISKCON, you develop the mentality of being a servant of everyone. Therefore, we designate each other as Prabhuji. Hope that helps you. Okay, so RKD. How to avoid mind getting disturbed quickly, how to stay in peace and concentrated on your work. By the way, okay, all right. So how to get avoid, okay, now how to avoid mind getting disturbed. You should avoid mind, you should avoid getting disturbed, or you should let the mind not be disturbed by knowing what disturbs your mind. If you know that there is a particular thing that disturbs your mind, then in that case, you should completely stay away from it. For example, sex, lust, or porn movies, or pictures, that have more of nudity in them. That would certainly disturb your mind and would actually create a lot of craving in you to enjoy. It is very essential that you stay away from all of those objects which disturbs your mind. How to stay in peace and concentrated on your work? I would advise you to make a routine, and the best routine is to sleep early and wake up early. When you follow this continuously, you align yourself with nature, and when you align yourself with nature, you become more happy and peaceful. There is no third way. And aligning yourself with nature means becoming Krishna conscious, following the guidelines given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, or getting in touch with his devotees from whom you can take education about Krishna. All right? Can we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra without taking Diksha or Guru Mantra by Suryansh? Absolutely, you can. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is free for everyone. It doesn't have any cost to it. And this can be revealed to everyone. Why? Because we don't only believe in benefiting ourselves, but we believe in benefiting the whole world around us. So you can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra without taking Diksha, and you get the same Guru Mantra when you get Diksha and ISKCON. Okay, so Jatin says, Prabhuji, I have heard that in Sri Jagannath Puri on Ekadashi, the people around there eat rice. Why is that when that is prohibited on Sunday? In Jagannath Puri, the principle of observing Ekadashi is not followed. Jagannath is too kind upon his devotees, therefore he doesn't want them to observe Ekadashi. For the fact anyone who has taken his birth in Jagannath Puri, that's Jagannath's dham. When Jagannath comes, he comes with his dham, and his dham is pure and eternally liberated. There, nothing of this sort, following rules and regulations, is applied. Right? Therefore, anyone who has taken birth in Jagannath Puri or is a servant of Lord Jagannath in Puri necessarily doesn't follow Ekadashi. It's only meant for fallen people like us who are away from Jagannath and have taken birth in a miserable condition of life of impurity and imprudence. As a result of which, for us to follow Ekadashi becomes mandatory. And in Puri, Ekadashi doesn't have an entry. It's a personality, and in Puri, she doesn't have an entry. Why? Because Jagannath doesn't like it. There's a whole story behind that, which I can narrate to you when we meet personally. Because there are more questions dropping in here, I would have to answer them for the fact that my time is only till 4:30. Alright? Anshu Sharma says, what is the nature of anger? The nature of anger is frustration. The nature of anger is irritation. When you have all of these symptoms in you, you should understand that you're getting angry. Right? When you are frustrated, in the sense that nothing seems perfect to you, you start finding faults in everything. is when the anger has already entered your mind. So this is how anger acts, and this is its nature. All right. So do we have more questions dropping in? About 13 people, but I can see only few names dropping questions one after the other. Why is that? I would request you to send more questions so that we can interact more. Pratik says, where do you reside? Which temple? I want to be in touch with you. I'm reading Gita, following Bhakti from past 2 months. I listen to many people on YouTube, but not finding right guru. I'm confused. You're confused because you are listening to many people. For example, if you want to buy one product and you go to a shopping mall and you hop in, hop out every shop to find the product, and imagine you find five products of your choice in five different shops, you would be confused to what to buy or not. There's nothing to be confused. You should ask yourself who inspires you more. If a particular gentleman inspires you more, you should ideally get in touch with him and should learn from him. So far as I'm concerned, I am from Delhi and I stay in Gurgaon, and I am a full-time devotee but working outside. I don't stay as a monk in the monastery because I'm a monk who is professionally engaged. If you want to be in touch with me, you can follow us on Instagram, Bhakti Angan, Facebook, Bhakti Angan, Twitter, Bhakti Angan, LinkedIn, Bhakti Angan, and YouTube. And you can drop in your comments and questions. We will be in touch with you shortly and will give you a personal interactive counseling as well. Okay? Pratik, I hope you get your answer. Where are you from, by the way? And are you from Delhi or outside? Do let me know this. Are more questions dropping in? Sheetal, I easily get attached to materialistic things because of which it becomes difficult for me to do bhakti. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So you get easily attached to materialistic things because of which it becomes difficult for you to practice bhakti. What material things, by the way? And attached to material things means what? You see, we have this body, okay? Now, if we have this body, we got to cover this body with clothes. And certainly, variety is the mother of enjoyment. And as a living entity, we should enjoy. Why not? Who said that you cannot enjoy? But we believe in enjoying spiritually. Therefore, to wear good clothes, if it gives you feel good factor, there is no harm. To eat good food, if it keeps your body and mind healthy, there is no harm. But to get attached to it, there is all harm. For the fact the days may not be same always. You may today have all the luxury and the opportunity to live a luxurious life enriched with material benedictions. But imagine if tomorrow everything is swept away or taken away from you, then what will you do? Therefore, whatever we have in our life, we should accept it as a blessing of Krishna and should use it only to keep the body and the soul together and engage this body in the service of Krishna. So that tomorrow, when adverse times appear, we are not shaken, we are intact. And trust me, this makes human life perfect. Getting attached to materialistic things, you shouldn't be attached to them, use them to give yourself a comfortable living and a comfortable oriented lifestyle. But if that hinders your bhakti, then in that case, you probably have a very meager understanding of materialistic things. We do not forsake anything materialistic. Instead, we use everything materialistic in the service of Krishna. For example, this earphone that I'm using, now this is also materialistic, right? But I'm using it in the service of Krishna. So what's the harm? There's no harm with it at all. And you can do a similar thing like that. Okay? Okay, so Anshu says, why at the time of death the name of God does not come? Because the whole life you don't practice. The whole life you don't practice. Since you don't practice it the whole life, therefore at the time of death, the name of the God doesn't appear to you in the mind. But Krishna says in Ishopanishad that if at all the whole life my devotee has practiced, but because of the precarious condition at the time of death, if he cannot think of me, I give him the intelligence by which he thinks of me and can come close to me. Krishna takes that responsibility. Therefore, it is imperative that you must practice the whole life, and at the time of leaving your body, Krishna will give you that intelligence by which you can think of it, and the holy name of the Lord will appear automatically in your mind. But you will have to work hard when you're healthy and hearty. Don't think there is some miracle that might happen at the last minute. It doesn't really work like that. Okay? Anshu, nice question. Thank you for asking. Any more questions dropping in? It's very encouraging for me to see that I have about 14 people online with me at the moment, and everyone is asking me questions. It's good. Okay, so Sheetal says initially when I started chanting, I used to complete 16 runs easily, but I'm not able to continue that. Are you going to the programs regularly? Are you associating with devotees? Are you following a conducive lifestyle that helps you chanting 16 rounds? If not, please don't think that this is going to happen. You have to stay in association of devotees to get this accomplished. If this basic thing is not taken care of, I'm sorry, no one can chant 16 rounds, not even me. What to speak of you, right? This is a basic principle, sadhu sangha. If no sadhu sangha, I'm sorry, sangha with Krishna will never take place. We take association of Krishna by chanting his holy name, by reading about him, by taking his prasad. If this is not happening, then anything else will also not straight down. Okay, Sheetal? So stay in touch with devotees, go to the temple as much as you can. If not, take online classes. Suryaj says if one joins ISKCON, then what is the way of income or earning to fulfill the daily necessary basic needs of family? We do not have very huge ambitions. You join ISKCON not to give up your family. Let me clarify this to you first. You join ISKCON to upgrade your life and to get spiritual knowledge. Now, if you want to join an organization that gets you spiritual knowledge and helps you upgrading your lifestyle, is it mandatory for you to give up family or to give up your job? Not at all. You can continue your professional life and with that continue coming to ISKCON to upgrade your life and upgrade your spiritual knowledge. So do not give up anything. You just have to continue coming to ISKCON to get knowledge, to become a good devotee and a missionary. A missionary necessarily does not give up his job. Keep that in mind. Okay? So take care of your family, take care of yourself, and come to ISKCON. You don't have to give up your job. And in ISKCON, we do not pay salaries to anyone. People volunteer themselves to serve in ISKCON. Keep that in mind. Okay? So if at all you want to volunteer yourself in ISKCON and you expect some remuneration, I'm sorry, that might not take place. And you don't have to give up your job. Therefore, I request that you please continue your professional engagements and become a part of ISKCON family. Jatin says, if one on the deathbed, I have heard if one is not pious, Yamraj, sorry, one, Prabhuji, if one on the deathbed, I have heard if one is not pious, Yamraj, do come to pick up the soul, but an animal or bird, same Yamraj do come to pick up his soul as well. No, they don't. For the fact, animals and birds, they do not commit any sin like the way we do. Sinful life is only restricted to humans. Therefore, humans, they get this body after millions and millions of lifetimes. Once they have undergone that entire cycle of being animals or birds. Therefore, humans are accountable to sins. And therefore, Yamaraj, they come only in case of humans to take them, whether to heaven or hell or wherever. but not for birds and animals. Keep that in mind. Because they do not perform sinful activities as we do. Imagine if I leave a packet of grains in open, the bird will come and will pick up in its beak as much as the beak can hold. But but a human will come and take the whole packet away. So, isn't that being greedy? So, who's better, the bird or the human? The bird is obviously better, right? Therefore, humans are accountable to sins, not the animals or the birds. Yeah. Sorry for many questions. No, not at all, Pratik. You can ask me. I am reading, chanting, listening to videos every day, and somewhere I am losing interest for my work because I think it's materialistic. What should I do? This is called bhavakta, not bhakti. In bhakti, you don't lose interest. This is pure bhavakta. When you are in bhavakta, you think, everything is materialistic, सब माया है, मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ, मुझे नहीं करना चाहिए. आपको समझना चाहिए कि ये जो है ये सब कृष्ण की सेवा में यूज किया जा सकता है. तो कृष्ण की सेवा में यूज करने के लिए अगर आपको मेहनत करके अपने करियर को अच्छा बनाना है तो उस पर प्रॉब्लम क्या है? व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम विद इट? क्योंकि वो आपको कृष्ण के लिए यूज नहीं करना है, इसलिए आप क्या कहते हो, नहीं मेरा तो इंटरेस्ट खत्म हो रहा है, ये मटीरियलिस्टिक है, ये भावुकता है, ये भक्ति नहीं है. तो कहीं से भी आप इसको पकड़ के अपने जीवन में कुछ ऐसा कर बैठे जिससे आपका जीवन खराब हो जाए, तो प्लीज हमें इसके लिए ब्लेम मत करना, क्योंकि आपकी अपनी चॉइस है. हम ये रेकमेंड नहीं करते हैं. कृष्ण का शेल्टर लेना, कृष्ण को सरेंडर करने के लिए आपको अपने प्रोफेशनल एस्पिरेशन और करियर को किल करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आप उन सबको कृष्ण की सेवा में एंगेज कर सकते हैं हैप्पीली और अपने जीवन में आगे बढ़ सकते हैं कृष्ण को सरेंडर करते हुए. बहुत सिंपल और स्ट्रेट है, इसमें कोई परेशानी नहीं है. Shadow, sir, I'm shocked to see you here. Why? Why can't I be here? I mean, why so shocked? Anyways, Sahil, good to hear you. Take care. Stay fit and stay healthy. Well, thank you so much for your wishes and glad to hear from you after a very long time. Monu says, does astrology exist? If it exists, then how can we stop its bad effects? How can we stop a previous bad karma effect? Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vrajaham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshashami Mahasuchaha. If you want to stop the effects, bad effects of your previous life and karmas, then you should surrender to Krishna. When you surrender to Krishna, astrology also fades. And if you don't surrender to Krishna and only believe in astrology, then in that case, you may get benefits and you may not get benefits. It all depends. Right? So, अगर आपको एस्ट्रोलॉजी के चक्कर में पढ़ना है तो फिर आपका नफा नुकसान जरूर होगा. कृष्ण के चक्कर में पढ़ना है तो एस्ट्रोलॉजी का कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं रहेगा. कृष्ण कह रहे हैं सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य, सब धर्मों का त्याग कर, माम एकम शरणम व्रजा, मेरी शरण में एक बार में ही आ जाओ. अहम त्वं सर्व पापेभ्यो, तुम्हारे सब किए गए पापों से, मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचा, मैं तुम्हें मुक्त कर दूंगा. मा शुचा, डरो मत. अब आप देखिए कि आपको कृष्ण की शरण में आना है डरते हुए तो नहीं आ पाएंगे कंप्लीटली. और अगर आएंगे तो एस्ट्रोलॉजी और राहु केतु शनि मंगल इन सब का प्रकोप अपने आप खत्म हो जाएगा, क्योंकि ये ग्रह है, देवता है, कृष्ण परम भगवान है, एकला ईश्वरा कृष्णा आशोभृत्या, कृष्ण के सेवक हैं. तो आपको क्या करना है, आप पीएम को पकड़ेंगे तो बाकी सब चीफ मिनिस्टर भी आपको सलाम ठोकेंगे ना. तो बस आप कृष्ण को पकड़िए, इन सब का प्रकोप खत्म हो जाए तो कोई बैड एंड गुड इफेक्ट नहीं रहेगा, सब स्पिरिचुअल हो जाएगा. स्पिरिचुअल गुड एंड बैड से ऊपर है. Okay, so RKD says, how to stay enthusiastic for bhakti while staying with materialistic people? When problems come, bhakti seems getting affected. How to manage them? How to stay enthusiastic in bhakti? When you are enthusiastic in bhakti, then how do materialistic people affect you? Because you are not enthusiastic in bhakti, therefore materialistic people affect you. And when problems come, bhakti seems getting affected. When problems come, bhakti seems getting affected because we have no bhakti. We just have a glimpse of bhakti, आभास. भक्ति में ऐसा होता है तो बड़ा अच्छा लगता है. We just have a glimpse of bhakti but we are not practicing भक्ति नहीं कर रहे हैं. तो रियलिटी में जीते हैं, गेट रियल, तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि आप कहाँ पे इस समय स्टैंड होते हैं. Thank you, Jagan Prabhu, for your comments. Do people naturally act sinfully, or is it something that they develop? It's the mind that engages them in sinful activity. We, as soul, is very pure, but mind is very contaminated. Contaminated mind wants engagement, so it forces you to act sinfully. That's how it all happens. Hari 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 Bol. Okay, Monu Sharma. How to chant Maha Mantra regularly without taking any break? What we should implement in order to become serious in devotional service? In order to become serious in devotional service, we got to take association of serious devotees of Krishna. How to chant Maha Mantra regularly without taking any break? I'm not getting this point. Without taking any break? Matlab? If you want to chant 16 rounds at one go, the best time is early in the morning. Why? Because early in the morning, everything is very, very peaceful, including your mind. The nature helps you becoming consistent in spiritual practices. That's the best time when you can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra without taking any break. And to become serious in devotional service, as I told you before, association of serious devotees is the only key to spiritual advancement. Okay? Parshu says, okay, in this hard time, when the imminent danger of COVID is going, why Krishna is not helping his devotees? I've seen his devotees left their bodies. There are multiple ways of looking at it. Devotees are leaving their bodies because Krishna wants them to come to him to serve personally. Right? And the other way is that the devotees are practicing devotees and are not pure devotees. Therefore, they still have a load of karmic reactions on them, and this is the result of their karmic reaction. But with the amount of devotional service that they have practiced, Krishna for sure is going to give them another opportunity to take birth as humans and to complete the process where they left it. So that's how we look at it. When Krishna promises, my devotee will never perish. Yes, so he's ensuring that his devotee will never perish. Where does he say my devotee would perish? So if for some reason the devotee leaves his body, Krishna would make arrangements for him to take another human birth and would give him all the opportunity to practice and to complete the process of devotion left incomplete before. And will not let his devotee perish. That's the promise of Krishna, and he makes sure that he completes it. I hope that gets you. Sir, I don't have mala, so how can I chant? Chant on your fingertips. You see, there are these boxes on your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In this way, you can chant mala. If you don't have mala, no difficulty at all. Suryansh says, probably please tell a way to have online association with the strong devotees in this lockdown situation. As I told you, online platforms are practically available with all the major temples in the country. Vrindavan, Chaupati, Juhu, Mayapur, Delhi, Pune, Noida, you choose and take online association. Okay, Suryansh? Are you God? Anshu says, are you God? I'm not God, and I'm trying to be a humble servant of God. That is how I would request you to look at me. Thank you very much for asking me this question. Amol says, yes, I have same question. As there is lockdown in Pune, I can't go to Mala. Please advise. I told you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Please chant like this. Okay? Okay, now Vikas says, how can we maintain our relationship with Krishna, and how would I know he's happy with me or not? Maintaining the relationship with Krishna is possible only when you follow the instructions of Krishna and his devotees. If you don't follow that and do whatever you want to do with your own whimsical mind, then I'm sorry, there is no relationship. And how do you know that he's happy? He's happy when his devotees are happy from you. That's how it works. Okay. Sahil, these days we have mobile application as well. Use it 2 times. Sahil Singh has a message for you that says we have a mobile application that can be used for chanting. So please use that. Sahil, if you can share more details on that mobile application, that would be very great for our viewers' knowledge and understanding. Okay. So, do we have more questions dropping in? What? When is your next trip? My next trip just happened, which was which was Vrindavan Bhakti Yoga Retreat, and there weren't many people. There was just me and another one, right? And we had a gala time. We practically had feast every day. We went around the streets of Vrindavan, exploring Vrindavan food, and made amazing videos, which should be available on our channel very soon. And we are working on that practically with effect from tonight. Yeah, and you would see amazing delicacies that are served in Vrindavan, like aloo tikki, lassi, dhokla. No, sorry, no dhokla. I didn't have that. Chila, momos, pav bhaji, and so many other things. You know, we went to nice dharamshala and tried their thali. So everything in Vrindavan is amazing, purely spiritual. So our next trip is going to be very soon, and hopefully again Vrindavan, since that's pretty close to Delhi. And that's when we would like you all to participate and become a part of our Bhakti Yoga retreat. We recently completed one retreat in Ujjain with about 40 participants. We went and we had an amazing time. So I request all of you to become a part of Bhakti Angan and enjoy our Bhakti Yoga retreats, which are very, very important for one's upliftment and spiritual life. Okay, so we have Krishna K, which says, Bhagavad Gita 3.27 says, Prakriti is the doer. Prakrite kriyamanani gunakarmani sarvasaha ahankara vimuratma karta hamiti mannati. So how are we responsible for our actions? Can we explain? So when it says Prakriti is the doer, you have to understand who is that Prakriti. We are a part of that Prakriti. And Krishna is Bhagwan. We are Prakriti and Krishna is Bhagwan. So therefore we are the doer. Therefore we stand responsible for our actions. Right? Krishna is the enjoyer. We are the ones to be enjoyed by Krishna. Right? So he's Purusha. Only Purusha. We are Prakriti. So if you have a male genital, that doesn't mean you become a Purusha. A male genital in a human body is just an organ re to re to procreate children. But when it comes to Krishna, he is the only Purusha and we are Prakriti. Therefore, when we perform any act, we are bound to get caught up in the reactions of karma. I hope it gets you. Sahil, link for chatting counter app. We never got that, Sahil. Please share it. Okay. Shadow, Prabhuji, how to get rid of our bad habits? Please tell. Please start seeking good habits. You get rid of your bad habits. Not very difficult. अच्छी आदतों को पकड़ेंगे, बुरी आदतें खत्म हो जाएंगी. बुरी आदतों को पकड़ के रखेंगे, अच्छी आदतें नहीं आ पाएंगी. सिंपल है, मुश्किल नहीं है. और अगर आपकी आदतें बुरी हैं तो अपने आप से पूछिए, आप चाहते हैं वो बुरी आदतें रहें? नहीं चाहते हैं तो उनको छोड़ दीजिए. बाकी आपको समझदार है, आपको मेहनत खुद करनी पड़ेगी. हम केवल आपको गाइड कर सकते हैं. RKT, if we practice Krishna Bhakti properly in a well-behaved manner, but trust materialistic people in opposite way, in a way they treat us. So, what would be the consequences? Please understand, in the process of becoming spiritual or practicing spirituality, we follow certain parameters, and those parameters are Guru Sadhu Shastra. If you follow Guru Sadhu Shastra, then in that case, you are perfectly moving where you are supposed to be, while leading a normal materialistic life, parallelly maintaining your spiritual life. But if you don't follow Guru Sadhu Shastra and get influenced by materialistic people, then this is not bhakti, this is stupidity. I hope that helps. Anshu Sharma says spiritual thinking can be used to cure bodily sickness. Absolutely. Everything is in the mind. Everything. If your mind is strong, any bodily ailment can be cured. Not difficult. And we know in previous ages, just by strong, healthy mind, people could cure not only themselves but others as well. So if you keep a healthy mind, you are spiritually and materially both fit. Suryansh says, Prabhuji, why can't Krishna devotees eat onion and garlic? Because we don't offer it to Krishna. Therefore, Krishna devotees cannot eat onion and garlic. Simple. Krishna doesn't like onion and garlic. No scripture recommends offering onion and garlic to Krishna. Therefore, devotees should also not eat what Krishna cannot eat. Devotees should only eat what Krishna can eat in the process, wherein you offer it to him first and eat as prasad or remnants that comes back to you. All right? Waiting for more questions. I'm going to be live next Monday as well for you all. And in case of certain changes, we will post it on YouTube. You can carefully see the date and the time and be available to have an interactive session with me. And whatever questions you have, we'll be very glad to answer them. So, do we have more questions pouring in from anywhere? Okay, Anshu, I'm waiting for your questions. Thank you, Jatan Prabhu, for participating. I would request you to share the link of this particular video with others so that they can also get questions. I mean, answer to their questions. Can we make a schedule on Sunday, please? Yes, we can. We will consider doing it because thank you for your concern. Why did Krishna allow Muslims to enter and do so much damage to Vedic culture? You see, Krishna allows everyone to use their free will for either things that are constructive in nature or destructive in nature, it all depends. So, if one wants to use his free will for something which is very destructive, with any action that they undertake, they get sinful reactions as well. So, Krishna first doesn't interfere in anyone's independence. Why? Because Krishna wants us to live a free life. However, if we want to misuse our independence for anything which is very destructive in nature, we get the reactions as well. So it's not that Krishna wanted them to do so, but since they were very, very notorious, they ended up doing it. And for sure, they are suffering now. So it's not Krishna's crime. Krishna doesn't want anyone to get harmed. It's their own karmic reactions. And it's their own polluted intelligence that forces them to do so. Thank you, Jatan Prabhu. Thank you very much. So you all can advise topics on which you want us to get videos for you. And we will certainly get in touch with the Mogila Prabhu as well. And for sure, we will plan our next retreat very soon. Post Corona thing is a bit settled and the lockdown is a bit relaxed. I request all of you to stay in touch and reach us out for your queries and answer questions. And we would hopefully catch up very, very soon. Okay, so Shadow says, I'm a Hare Krishna devotee, so can I invest in share market? Because so many people say the share market is a type of gambling. Okay, so yes, you can invest in share market, but not in commodities that gets you immediate benefit. You see, investments for security are always appreciated. We take a life insurance policy. We don't get immediate benefit from it. That continues for a very, very long time. But having said that, it's important for life. So similarly, investing in share market is no harm as long as you don't get an immediate benefit from it, where there is no mental speculation involved. So keep that in mind. So you can invest, but only under the guidance of someone who does not engage you in gambling or immediate mental speculation. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. It is 4:30. We have gone beyond time. I appreciate all of your questions. That means that you're all very sincere devotees of Krishna. And do let us know if there are any specific topics you want us to make videos on. We'll be very glad to present that content for all of your pleasure. With this, I sign off and hopefully we would connect next week very, very soon. and we'll take another round of question and answers. You can feel free and discuss whatever you want. Hare Krishna. Have a great day and a great week ahead. Thank you.